na alimweka kwenye process ya kufanya HIV test, hata akavaa kujizuia ugonjwa, akavaa condom, na mwisho akamuua. Maybe he's a serial killer. He might kill so many girls, but we thank God that tumempata.
Nairobi, Kenya, January 4th, 2024. Residents of South B woke up to horrifying news that would dominate headlines across the country. A young woman had been found murdered inside an Airbnb apartment. The victim was 26-year-old socialite and fashion influencer Starlet Wahu. What had started as a normal night out ended in one of the most disturbing murder investigations Kenya had seen in years. And the man police believed was responsible had vanished from the scene covered in blood. But investigators would soon discover that this was not the first time accusations had been made against him. This is the story of the murder of Starlet Wahu.
Hello, and welcome back to Midnight Case Files. If you enjoy real crime stories and deep investigations, make sure to like, subscribe, and share. Now, let's dive into today's mystery.
Before her death, Starlet Wahu was known online for her glamorous lifestyle, designer outfits, and vibrant social life. Her social media pages painted the image of a confident young woman who loved fashion, beauty, travel, and nightlife. Friends described her as outgoing, ambitious, and full of life. Just days before her death, she had posted videos smiling, dancing, and celebrating life. Nothing suggested that tragedy was only days away, but one old viral Facebook post, posted on 27th December 2023, would later leave many Kenyans emotional. In the post, Starlet wrote, "Your bad choices defined you yesterday, but they are not who you are today. Your future doesn't have to travel the same path with the same people. You can start over." After her death, many people returned to those words, wondering if she was trying to tell the world something. On the evening of January 3rd, 2024, Starlet left her home in Lang'ata Estate, Nairobi. According to investigators, she used a taxi to travel to South B, where she was expected to meet a man later identified as John Matara. Matara had reportedly traveled from Riru to Papino Apartments in South B. Police later established that he had booked Airbnb room Y32 in Papino Apartment for one night. CCTV footage captured both Starlet and Matara entering the apartment building together. Starlet was dressed in a red dress, denim jacket, and black high heels. Matara wore a striped blue shirt, khaki trousers, and boots. The two entered the elevator and headed to the 4th floor. That would be the last time Starlet Wahu was seen alive. Hours later, something unusual caught the attention of the apartment's watchman. According to reports, Matara was seen leaving the building in a hurry, but there was one terrifying detail. His clothes appeared stained with blood. The watchman immediately contacted the Airbnb owner, Florence and Gina. When she arrived at the apartment, the room was locked from the outside. Using spare keys, she entered the Airbnb together with police. Inside, they made a horrifying discovery. Starlet Wahu's body was lying in the living room surrounded by blood. The scene was so disturbing that police later described it as horrific. Bloodstains were reportedly found across multiple areas of the apartment, suggesting there had been a violent struggle.
Tayari msichana amebleed na ameaga dunia.
Investigators also recovered several items from the scene, including alcohol bottles, used condoms, a kitchen knife with blood believed to be the murder weapon, and mobile phone. Starlet had suffered multiple stab wounds and serious physical injuries. According to investigators, some of the injuries suggested she had fought desperately for her life.
Collected all the exhibits, e.g. the condoms, which are the head is Pamator. We have the blood stains, we have the knife, we have the kits which they were testing their HIV status. The procedure so far have begun, the postmortem has been done, the exhibits have been taken to government chemist to match the suspect.
As detectives began piecing together the timeline, all attention turned to John Matara. Police quickly tracked him using phone records and personal details. But by the time officers located him, he was no longer at the apartment. He had reportedly gone to seek medical treatment. Authorities eventually found him at Mbagathi Hospital, where he was receiving treatment for multiple injuries. Investigators claimed Matara had cuts and bruises on various parts of his body. He was arrested shortly afterward after receiving treatment. During questioning, Matara allegedly claimed that Starlet Wahu was his girlfriend. But the investigation was about to take an even darker turn.
Ile kitu ilitusaidia ni nambari yake ya simu ambayo watu wetu wa DCI waliweza kutrack na wakaitrack mpaka Mbagathi Hospital akanaswa.
Manage kuchukua kisu kwake, kugrab kisu na kukamka, ama wewe ulikuwa na kisu yeye akiwa na kisu, both of you had knives, ama alikuwa nayo, so ka grab knife kutoka kwake. So okay, sikatai.
As news of the murder spread across Kenya, more women reportedly came forward with disturbing accusations. According to investigators, other complaints linked Matara to incidents involving alleged torture and assault inside Airbnb apartments around Nairobi. One woman reportedly claimed she had been held against her will and forced to send money. The allegations shocked the public and intensified pressure on investigators. People began asking one major question: could this tragedy have been prevented?
Kitumia kwa simu yake hizo pesa akapungua kunipiga. Sasa hiyo kunipiga ikawa imepungua, lakini nilikuwa nasikia uchungu. Wakati wa kuondoka akaanza kuniita jina babe. Ndio maybe watu wenye wako nje maybe huenda wamesikia nikilia, maybe wakisikia hiyo the word naitwa babe, waende waseme hawa hata ni hakuna nduru tunasikia hapa, ni watu wanaongea jina babe.
On January 5th, a post-mortem examination was conducted. The results revealed that Starlet Wahu had died from excessive bleeding caused by severe stab wounds. Police later stated that one of the wounds had cut major veins connected to the heart, causing rapid blood loss. Investigators believed she may have died within minutes. The brutality of the attack shocked even experienced officers.
Alikata vein ya kwenda kwa roho, ndio maana ilisababisha kifo chake cha haraka na atungemwokoa kwa sababu alikuwa amevuja damu sana.
According to his elder brother, controversial city pastor Victor Kanyari, he said that they last saw each other during Christmas and again on 31st December 2023 when they spent time together at home. Mr. Kanyari added that the family was heartbroken by the incident, adding that they never knew about John Matara before the tragedy. According to him, they only came to know about him after her sister's death shocked the nation.
Sina wakati mzito sana, maana ni mtoto mdogo, mtu wa miaka 24. Alikuwa mtu mzuri, alikuwa university business communication. Christmas tumekuwa na wao that first na the same time tumekuwa pamoja, tarehe 25 tumekuwa pamoja ya kuja naye. Personally sisi hatumjui, hatukuwa tumemjua mara ya kwanza hiyo siku.
In February 2024, John Matara appeared before the High Court in Nairobi and denied the murder charges. His lawyers later applied for bail. However, the court rejected the request, stating that there were compelling reasons to keep him in custody. Over the following months, multiple witnesses testified in court. Detectives described the crime scene in graphic detail. Security guards testified about seeing Matara leaving the apartment with blood-stained clothes. The Airbnb owner also gave emotional testimony about discovering Starlet's body. On 14th May 2026, the court heard fresh testimony regarding injuries sustained by Victor Matara after the death of Starlet Wahu. Dr. Marvin Matulu told the court that Matara was admitted to hospital around midnight on the 4th of January 2024 with multiple injuries, including bruises and cuts on both the upper and lower limbs, as well as injuries on the hips. According to the doctor, Matara remained under treatment until 11th January 2024 before being discharged. During cross-examination, the doctor stated that the injuries could either be classified as defensive or offensive wounds. However, he clarified that such a conclusion cannot be determined through clinical observation alone. The medical report, dated 23rd January 2024, was presented before the court as proceedings in the case continue.
The patient was attended to at the casualty department, minor theatre, where it was noted that the patient had sustained multiple cuts and bruises to both upper limbs and both lower limbs.
Then came one of the prosecution's strongest moments. In February 2026, government analysts testified that DNA evidence recovered from the Airbnb linked Matara directly to the scene. According to court testimony, blood samples matched Starlet Wahu, while DNA recovered from used condoms matched Matara.
The DNA profile generated from the buccal swab sample marked I. John Matara, blood stains on the knife item E, the denim shirt item F1, generated a mixed DNA profile.
Detective Alex Chikori also told the court that CCTV footage captured Matara leaving the building shortly after the killing. The detective further claimed that Starlet had been attacked barely 2 hours after checking into the apartment.
There was somebody who had moved from house number Y32. I noticed somebody escaping around from the same house number Y32. The owner of B&B, and upon interviewing her, she told me the house had been booked by somebody by the name John Matara.
On May 22, 2026, the High Court ruled that the prosecution had presented enough evidence against John Matara. Justice Alexander Mutetti stated that the accused had a case to answer. The ruling meant the trial would proceed to the defense stage. Matara was ordered to prepare his defense as the case moved forward. By that point, at least 18 witnesses had testified. Yet despite years passing since Starlet's death, many Kenyans still continue following the case closely. The murder of Starlet Wahu remains one of Kenya's most talked about criminal cases in recent years. A young woman who appeared happy, ambitious, and full of life lost everything inside an Airbnb apartment during what was supposed to be a normal night out. The case sparked conversations about online dating, safety, violence against women, and hidden dangers behind social media lifestyles. But beyond the headlines and courtroom drama was a real family mourning the loss of a daughter, sister, and friend. And while the courts continue handling the case, one question still lingers in the minds of many Kenyans. What truly happened inside room Y32 at Papino Apartment in South B that night?
What do you think really happened? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this case, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Until next time, stay curious and stay safe.